Thank you very much for being here, sir. A very glad afternoon for one and all present here. தோன்றின் புகழோடு தோன்றுக அக்திலா தோன்றலின் தோன்றாமை நன்று. A man with a modest and humble background erected a huge business empire of water management from sea to house and houses to sea. He raised from a village in Tirunelveli, nurtured the spirit of earnestness. He pursued civil engineering in Tyagaraja College, Madurai, inspired from the marveling wonders of the world like Taj Mahal. He definitely a man of such wonders. Leaving a high-paying job in Dubai, he steadfastly became an entrepreneur. Keeping up the words of his teacher, engineer should be a job maker instead of a job seeker. He supported life of large number of educated youth by giving employment. He is proud to say 80+% of his company employees are Indian, and we take pride in saying that you are an Indian whose company is among the top 5 among the world in this desalination sector. Garnering many government projects, he has in turn achieved the welfare by providing water needs of every household and water use efficiency to provide sustainable economic development. He was the architect of the Tecton groups working in desalination, waste water treatment, water transmission across the country. He can be called a water man as he is behind significantly reducing the water scarcity problems in many parts of India and across the world. He is now emerging as a philanthropist by donating for the water infrastructure in schools, their scholarship, and so on, and also to add oxygen concentrators. He is notwithstanding, he is the Sadhanai Tamilan, Sigaram Totta Tamilar, business leader of Rice Global, Lions Club lifetime achiever, an Indian with gold status residency in UAE. We are honored to have him in the King Makers IAS Academy, sir. Welcome so much. Now I request our CMD to felicitate him. Thank you, sir. Waiting for your golden words, sir. Please.
Less than one page. So you need not get scared, huh? Yeah. So, good afternoon. So it's a great pleasure, and I consider it is a privilege, to be among these future bureaucrats. As they mentioned, I started in a very, very humble way, and after I finished my engineering, I also appeared for UPSC. Okay. That was for Indian Engineering Services. Okay. And because I didn't get very good grade, I was given, border road services. In fact, my first choice was to go for railways. My classmates, another two guys who appeared with me, they have gone to railways. And they are all now reached to director and to the general manager position in railways. Okay. Since I got the border roads, my first posting was in Arunachal Pradesh. At the same time, I got a job in Lakshmanan. And I opted for the private job. Even though my mother was recommending that I should go to government work, somehow I was not convinced with that. So I took the option of going into the private industry. So that's how I worked in Larsen & Toubro for 2.5 years. Then from that time onwards, I moved out of the country, and for the last 34 years, I am outside India. Okay, so see, whenever the people talk about, how to become successful, they always quote the examples from different people. They will bring in the examples of achievers from all over the world. Okay. To make it easy and to understand simply, I am going to talk about how I managed. This is what today is going to be the topic, which I am going to explain to you, so that there is no need of any further evidence, because I myself experienced. So I can tell that with the highest authority. See, when I went and joined in Madurai Tyagarajar Engineering College, that is the time I traveled out of my own district. Till then, I was only traveling inside Tirunelveli district. So that was my first opportunity to go out of Tirunelveli and appear for the interview in Madurai. Okay. Now I traveled almost 85% of the countries in the world. When I went into the college, I found the students were moving in groups. The one group is more educated in the convents, mostly from Chennai. They were only talking between one to another in English. Yeah? They were talking, we were calling them like, Peter Rodranda. So they were moving as a group. And another group who are from the tier 2 cities. They are basically from Coimbatore, Chellam, Trichy and all, as well as Madurai. Okay? These people were moving in another group. And the village guys, I came from a very small village. So we all were together as another group. And this one group to another group, hardly any interaction. I was thinking, we all have got, the village guys have got very good marks, because those days, engineering was very, very tough to get seat, because there were only 8 engineering colleges. So unless you have more than 92%, you won't get the seat. So it was really rare commodity. Indeed, for me, I got admission in medicine. But I didn't go for medicine. I opted for engineering because I am very, very good in mathematics. That is the main reason. So when I looked at this difference, why? Why these 3 groups? Why they are not mingling with each other? Then I realized it is because we all, the village guys, have come from a Tamil medium. And we are not able to talk fluently in English. So this is the only one making the difference. So how to, you have a weakness. I understand that I had that weakness. So what I did immediately, when all my friends, when we were in the first year in the hostel, 4 people were staying together. And my 2 of my friends were sports people. So they, after the college hours, 4:30, they go to the ground. They come back only for dinner. Okay? And another guy, he comes to the room, immediately rush to the recreation club. He goes and sit and enjoy and watching TV and play carom and all those things. And I used to sit alone in the room. For what? I was reading books to improve my English skill. Because that I found as a weakness. This is the first thing, when you understand something, you have a weakness, immediately you should start working on that. That's why I'm telling this example, So in the room, I used to ask question and answer. I used to talk between myself by reading various English books to develop my English skill. It took about 6 months, okay, for me to achieve a fluency in the language. Then what I did, by the time my first semester is over, I reached to the second semester. So there was a college function. So I gave my name voluntarily as a guy to provide welcome address. That was my first public appearance in the college. So when I gave a speech in English, the other team people started looking at me. Hi, this guy used to roam around in lungi and going along with this, village Chokkamatti, Singlivatti, Kadainallur guys, and suddenly he's talking so good in English. So this has created the change in their mind, And second year, when I reached to, when they want to select the representative for the hostel, my friends and my seniors went and voluntarily proposed to my name. So from a very shy village guy, I was pushed to become the leader. So what it means, that is, it's like a stone, when you are removing all the, the additional stuff and creating the sculpture, the similar way, when you start removing your weakness, you will become a beautiful sculpture. This is what the first lesson I learned when I went to the college. Okay. And, when I came from a very, very lower middle class background. And I lost my father when I was in 9th standard. And we have 5 children. And I was the eldest. Okay. So when I went to the college, after my first semester is over, I was finding it very difficult, to pay even the fees for the hostel. So at that time, one of my relatives came to me. He was doing part-time BE in the same college. Because in engineering colleges, there is a full-time course as well as part-time course. The part-time course is mainly, it is for the working people who did diploma about 15, 20 years before. After working in the department, these guys are, restarting to their education to acquire a degree in engineering. So he was one among that, studying, and he came to my room, and he was telling me, the maths ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாக இருக்குப்பா. நான் இப்போ டிப்ளமோவில் படித்தேன், இப்போ வாத்தியார் என்ன சொல்கிறாருன்னு எனக்கு புரியல. Can you please help me? அப்படின்னாரு. I said, sure. Then I started teaching him mathematics. The way I made the mathematics simple for him, he was so impressed. So he asked me, shall I bring my friend? I said, sure, why not? So he brought 2 of his friends. Then these 3 people, after some time, has reached to 36 people. Okay, I was teaching for 36 students of part-time BE. And those days, 900 students were regular course, and 250, 360 students were part-time course. So a lot of classrooms were empty. So I used to go after my friends, nobody comes back to the room. So I go to the classroom and I never told anybody that I was doing this. Secretly I started I was teaching them. But I used to do excellent preparation for teaching them. It was not only mathematics. I continued my teaching from second year until my final year. Any subject which requires calculation, I was teaching them, by which I achieved two things. One is my own knowledge has improved, and another thing, I was able to help somebody. Since I have done an excellent teaching, these people were so impressed. After 1.5 months, they told me, Lakshman, you are doing very good job. So we don't want this service to be free. We want to give you 25 rupees per head. So they gave me 800 rupees every month. Okay, whereas my tuition, the hostel fees was only 300. So what I'm telling here is, when you are doing something with perfection, money will come to you. You need not run behind the money. You have to do whatever job is coming to you. You should do it with full devotion and commitment. If that is done, then money become a byproduct. This is the learning I got in my college that I continue to follow in my entire career. That is how today, if you see our company, we are ranked as number 5 in the world, whereas the total 10 companies in the world in the similar line of business, there is no Indian. There is nobody with a brown skin. Everybody is European. 10th company is from Israel. Okay? All other are from Spain, from France, all these Western European countries. Nobody from America, nobody from Japan. Okay. But if you look at their age, all the companies' age put together, it is average is 81 years. Whereas when I reached number 5 in the world, our company age was only 18. So this has been achieved by 2 reasons. One reason is, if the leader of any organization is fully committed and sincere, and that quality will percolate to everybody down the line. This is one. Number 2 is, we have got among the 27,000 people we have employed in 15 different countries, not in one country, 86% are Indians. And Indians are the people who have the emotional attachment with the job. Whereas all other nationals, they have only professional attachment. They never have emotional attachment. Indians always feel, it is their own company. And they have so much of attachment. So that is one of the main reasons. One is the leader's quality. Another is the people who are executing the job and their attachment towards the company. These are all the main secret how we could achieve in 18 years, 81 years of record. And as I mentioned, first year, second year, I became the vice deputy president for the college union. Okay. I moved step by step, and when I reached the final year, I became the chairman cum general secretary for the student union. The simple reason is, I was able to go and talk to all the professors and principal easily, whereas even the Peters are not able to talk. Their convincing power is not that much. That is the reason, So, but once I became the president, our guys, just about 1.5 months over, one day I was sitting in my hostel room. People came and told me, hey, come on, we want to have a meeting. I went, because after dinner only, normally we all used to sit in the ground in front of the mess hall. We all sit and discuss. We went there, and these guys were telling me, boss, tomorrow we have to go for strike. I said, why? They said, we have a problem. Now interval used to be 20 minutes. Now they reduced to 10 minutes. And in the hostel, water tank is not clean. And in the PT room, the PT master is giving always preference to the girls, not to the boys. These are all like these 15 different requirements they brought in. And with that, and some people were really having next day test or assignment submission. This is also another secret, reason. Yeah. So they all made a representation to me that I should lead the strike on their behalf. Then I said, okay guys, now we are in the final year. And the next year, we are all going to become engineers, and we are all going to be responsible in the society. And normally, the strike is the language of illiterate. The people who are not able to convince their bosses are the people will go for strike. Whereas we are learned guys. So we should make a representation first to convince the principal and the hostel warden with all our requirement. If they are able to accept it, where is the question of strike? There is no need of strike. They said, boss, then only they came with the fact. Some guys were telling, I have an exam tomorrow. I have not prepared. And somebody said that assignment has to be submitted, I have not completed. And my guy, my professor is a Kadwa guy. He's very, very difficult person. These all secrets came out. I told them, don't worry. Even I will address that. I'll go to the professor and give an extension for your test, as well as extension for the assignment submission also. So give me a chance. Let me do that. Somehow, they all got convinced. So I went to the principal the next day. And I told him, sir, I consider you as my father. Okay? And all the guys in our college, they feel there is an iron wall between the principal, professors, and students. So, but I do not believe that. I have very big confidence that you understand us very well, and you are a fatherly figure, so you can do our requirement, because they were insisting me to go for the strike. So I convinced them, saying that it would be better that we should go and represent our case to the principal, and he will understand the importance and he will give a solution. So I gave them tremendous confidence. Based on that only, they allowed me to come and meet you. So these are all the points to be attended. You know what happened? He didn't even read those. He immediately signed it. He said, you go and give it to my secretary, he will implement everything. It happened. Then I went to those professors who has got the test schedule, and also went to the lady professor who was asked for the assignment. Everything got postponed for 1 week. So same evening I came and announced to our guys. They all were surprised. And till the time I was the president of the union, there was no strike at all. I continued for 1 year without any strike. So this is known as thinking differently. You should never think in the usual way everybody else does it. Normally when any college, when somebody has become a chairman, student chairman, or a president, they consider by conducting all this kind of agitation, they can prove to be a hero. but you can prove to be a hero in different way also. So as you're all going to become bureaucrats, this kind of approach will many a times help you. And when I went for the, my job, originally, when I was working in L&T, in India, I was working with Larsen & Toubro immediately after my graduation. When I was there, I used to have one roommate. One day, my roommate was asking me, do you have a passport? I finished engineering. I was working. More than a year passed. When he asked me about the passport, that is the time I came to know what is passport. That was the kind of exposure and knowledge. Today it is different. Okay. So I told him, no, I don't have. Why do you need the passport? Then he told me, boss, my sister is in Canada. So next year their family would like to go to Canada, and therefore they have obtained passport for the entire family. So I said, I looked at, and he has shown me the passport. I looked at it. I really got excited. Oh, like this, a document, which is having photographs of your own and all this, address, everything is written. So I wanted to get a passport. I asked him, how can I get a passport, boss? He told me you have to apply through a travel agent, and the police will come to your home for the verification. Ask your mother to pay 100 rupees, end of story. So this is how I got the passport. After 3 months, I got my passport. Somehow, after getting my passport, every morning I used to see my passport. I was thinking, now we got the passport, what is next? Next we should go to abroad. So I start applying for the foreign opportunities. Because those days, Times of India, every Saturday only used to have the overseas appointments. I got an interview in Delhi, went and attended. First interview, got selected. Yeah. So I went to Libya. I was in Libyan capital, Tripoli. I worked there for 14 months. So when I was there, one of my friend who was working with me in Larsen & Toubro, he was working in Dubai those days. So he told me, he worked in Libya also before me. So he mentioned to me, Dubai is a much better place. So when you are going on vacation, just make a stopover and see if you find this better, you can get a job here. I said, okay. I came. I went to Dubai. On the way from Libya, I made a stopover in Dubai and start hunting for job. Only 14 days visa. Then at that age, going alone is always a problem. We always take one friend along with us, no? So I brought in Libya itself, I convinced another friend to travel with me. So we both were staying in Dubai and start searching for job. So my friend and myself, we went for an interview in Abu Dhabi, and my friend got the job. Okay, he was interviewed first and he got the job. Then the same company, they called me next. I went to the managing director was conducting the interview. And he interviewed me, and he told me, hey, one guy came now. I interviewed, and I already offered him job. Now I saw you, and you are much better than him. So what can I do? I said, sir, the guy who came in is my friend. Give him job. He said, oh, you're very good, yeah. I appreciate you. So you don't want the job? I said, no, you met him first, and you already told him, you gave the word. As a businessman, you should stand by your word. So please give him the job, I said. He was very happy. He said, I really appreciate you, got very good qualities. And we came back. When we reached the room, he was telling me, oh, no, I got it. But anyway, they asked me to join after 15 days. So you should also get some job. I said, yeah, anyway, I will get it. Nothing to worry. We will try. I looked at a paper ad. There used to be two newspapers, Gulf News and College Times. I saw one ad where it is written, a project manager vacancy. And the qualification required is graduation plus 20 years. Okay? Whereas my experience at that time was only 4 years. That is Larsen & Toubro 2.5 years, Libya 14 months. I told to Giri, with my friend, Giri, I am going to apply for this job. He told me, are you mad? They clearly asked 20 years experience and you do not have even 4 years. How can you get it? I told him, let us try. எதையோ கட்டி மலை எழுப்போம் வந்தா மலை போனாதானே அப்படின்னு. That was the dialogue I told him. Okay, applied. 3 days no response, and he was telling me, that day itself I told you, who will call you? Nobody. Surprisingly, third day afternoon I got the interview call. So I went. When I reached to that office, I was really shocked. There were 18 guys who were sitting, waiting for the interview, and everyone was very old. They were all looking gray hair, bald head, and I was looking like a schoolboy in front of them. They were staring at me. They asked me, what do you want? I said, I came for interview, boss. This is a senior position. This is a project manager position. They called me, what can you do? They also came for interview, what they can do. So they were just keeping quiet. I sat. Interview was going on. One by one, the guys were going inside. So they called me as a 9th person. I went in. There were 3 people, 3 panelists were sitting there. The middleman was the managing director of the company, and the right-hand side was the executive director, and the other guy was the technical director. 3 guys. So when I went in, they were shocked. They were looking at me because I was same height, same 170 centimeter, but my weight was 54 kg. So you can imagine, 170 centimeter height and 54 kg, I was looking smaller than a schoolboy. So they could not believe, They were just staring at me like this. They asked me, you are? Because they got my application form, You are Lakshmanan? I said, yes, of course. He said, I think something is wrong. Because the HR guy put a sticker. In the sticker, he has mentioned Lakshmanan, graduate, 25 years. These people have thought 25 years of experience. It was my age. So they said, sorry, Mr. Lakshman, there is a mistake happened. My HR has put 25 years, and we misunderstood as 25 years experience. So we are really very sorry for all this mess. So we will give you another opportunity. This is for a very senior position. I said, I was quiet for a few seconds. Then I told them, sir, since I have come all the way, you should do one thing. I honestly believe age is not the parameter to decide one's capability. And you can conduct interview. Since I traveled for more than 1.5 hours to reach to your place, you spent 10 minutes with me, asking some questions. Let us see. They said, yes, why not? They started asking me questions. I was too good because I was a teacher, no? As a student also I was teaching, so I was very thorough with my points. I answered all the questions. They were not believing. They said, okay, so can you come for interview tomorrow also? I said, okay, no problem. So next day I went to the same office. They gave me the drawings. They asked me to work out the bill of quantities. And they asked me to work out the project schedule. They asked me to draw the QOQC procedure. And also they asked me to develop the HSE systems for the project. I did everything perfectly. 3 days continuous interview. Then they realized they have no reason to reject me. They reached to such a situation except for the matter of age. Yeah. So all the 3 people decided to give the job to me. Then came the next challenge afterwards. They issued me the appointment order. Okay? And that they mentioned subject to the confirmation from government. Because they were handling a project. That project was about 108 crore rupees those days. It was in 1992. Okay? And for such a project, it's the rule in UAE, in Dubai, that anybody who is employed as the in charge of the project cannot be decided only by the company. After the company's selection, it has to be endorsed and accepted by the government. That's why they put that condition in the appointment order. So I went back to the room. I was very much excited with the appointment order. I was laughing at my friend, saying that, well, what you got, yeah? I become manager now. Yeah. But after 3 days, that company's MD came in his Mercedes-Benz and he called me to join him to go to the government department. So when I went to the government office, he took me to the Director General, who was the national, who was the UAE national. Okay, his name was Dr. Abdullah Bilaif. And when the guy who came with me, his name was Alex. He was the managing director of the company. He went and told to Dr. Abdullah, this is the proposed project manager. Then Abdullah started laughing. He said, what is this, Alex? Are you joking with me? You brought a schoolboy and you are telling that he would act as a project manager. It's impossible. How do we do that? Yeah. And, Alex was really stunned. He could not, he should have supported me, but he didn't do. He was simply stunned. He was staring at him. And I thought it is becoming another complication. So I immediately interfered. And I asked Dr. Abdullah, sir, may I know your good name? Then Abdullah said, I am Dr. Abdullah. I did my doctorate in engineering from Cornell University, USA. I said, sir, that is fantastic, because Cornell is one of the topmost universities in US for civil engineering, and you are doctorate, so you are much learned than me. Then he was telling, yes. Then I told him, sir, Alex had the same doubt about me, okay? But after interviewing me for 3 days, he had no reason to reject me. That is why he brought me here. Then Alex said, yes. He was supporting my argument. And this guy said, okay, sit down. Because in his room, apart from his own chair and table, he was having a conference table in the room itself. So he asked me to sit down in the conference table, and he made a phone call. He called the technical director of the government department. That guy, Mahmoud Alam Khan, who is Pakistani. So he called, in front of me only, he was calling, and he was telling, one boy has come to my cabin, and he is challenging that none in our department would be able to question him. So you come and, screw him. These were the same words he was telling. In fact, I didn't say anything like that. So he was creating a challenging, spirit in the other guy's mind. So that guy came and he called next guy. That guy was the chief engineer, again a very senior position. And he told him the same sentence. Both of them came. And these two, it was really my luck, you know. If at all he called the guy who is taking care of that particular project, he would have asked me many questions. But these two guys are the topmost people handling multiple projects. So like your UPSC, interview guys, they will be dealing with so many things. They are this kind of people only. They too, both of them came in, and they were looking each other face to see why this guy has called us to interview such a small boy. Yeah. They were just thinking in their mind how to start. I used the gap. Immediately I said, Dr. Abdullah, it looks like they are thinking where to start. Okay? Can you use your board? I asked him. Because in his room, he has got a big board with a marker. He said, yes, by all means. So I went to the board. Then I start drawing about the project. Since I have worked for 3 days, I know every detail. Then I talked about, what are all the materials required for the project and what kind of manpower is required and how do we source the material and what is the schedule we will follow and what is the QA/QC procedure will be followed, how the HSC will be implemented. I start talking continuously. More than 24 minutes. Dr. Abdullah said, boss, Lakshman, come, sit. I went and sat. And he told me, I have conducted several interviews. This is the best I could see. You have overtaken everybody I interviewed in my life. Then he said, but many a times people are too good theoretically, but they fail in the field. So I don't want to give you blanket approval. I will give you a provisional approval for 6 months, and if you prove your mettle, then you will be confirmed. Then I told him, sir, don't give 6 months, give me only 3 months. He asked me why? Because I come on visit visa that is valid for only 3 months, he said. Then he told me, don't worry, I will ask Alex to extend it. So I went to the project and I got the confirmation in the 2nd month itself. So from this, what I learned is your age and your appearance is not going to make any big change in your life. What is going to make the change in your life is your confidence. What is there in your mind? This I experienced myself. Because I strongly believe. நான் நிறைய புக்கு படிப்பேன். பட் நான் படித்ததில் இன்னைக்கு வரைக்கும் I consider the best and never become outdated அப்படின்னு நினைக்கக்கூடிய ஒரே புஸ்தகம் எதுனா திருக்குறள். அதில் தான் ஒரு குறள் இருக்கு, வெள்ளத்தனைய மலர் நீட்டம் மாந்தர்தன் உள்ளத்தனைய உயர்வு. So you will become to any level if you are confident that you can achieve. For this, you need not search anywhere. I have experienced myself. So that time, after reaching to the project site only, I realized that project before me was handled by a Bengali project manager who was come from Calcutta. And that project manager was graduate with 27 years of experience. And he could not run the job. And he was there 7 months, he made only 1 month progress. So he pushed the project 6 months behind the schedule. So whereas I reached there and I was every time, any time I was available in the site. You know, my colleagues and my engineers used to say, this guy is a ghost, you know. Wherever we go, he is there. Yeah. Because they used to start the project morning 6 o'clock. I used to go there 5 o'clock. And project finishes evening 7 o'clock. I sit there up to 9:30, 10 and work out all the schedule for the next day. And every day I conduct meeting. I make everybody to commit for their progress. You know, I get into every detail and never accept even a millimeter slippage. I was telling mistake is a mistake, whether it is small or big, and I will not accept. So with that, they are keep on correcting, and finally, the project has been completed 6 weeks before time. So what I bring by this, there is nothing can substitute your hard and intelligent work. Is it? Hard work and intelligent approach. These two are there, you can achieve anything. Okay? So, the owners of the company, as I told you, it was a 108 crore job. And these people were thinking, you know, already there is 6 months delay. They are not like India. If the project is delayed, the government will remove liquidated damage of 10%. That means they will lose 10 crore as a penalty from the government. So they kept this 10 crore in their mind that they would be losing it. But when I finished the project before time, they saved all the money. So they told me, when I reached there, I submitted my leave application because project is over. So I want to go for 1 month leave like that. I submitted my leave application. They said, okay. And they gave me a leave. Along with that, they arranged for, they told me before going to India, you can go to Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, each place 3 days, 4 days, and 5-star hotel accommodation. And they gave me a business class ticket. In the life, first time I was traveling in business class. Yeah, came to India. I came, and when I, after 12 days of spending in all these countries, came to my home, spent another 10, 15 days, went back again. When I reached, they told me, Lakshman, you are not the project material. You are a head office material. That's why we are now giving you promotion. I said, very good, sir, thank you. And they gave me the letter. When I opened the letter, I was shocked to myself because the letter says, I have been elevated from the project manager to CEO of the company. When I became a CEO, my age was 27. And that company was having 48 engineers. And the youngest engineer was 43 years old. Everybody is older than him. See, this has become another challenge in life. You become the boss, for all people who are much more senior to you. So they all were thinking, ये आदमी कहाँ से आया? ये बच्चा है, yeah? And now, you see, if I were the son of the owner or relative, they would have accepted. I'm totally different guy. And they have elevated me as a CEO at that age. So none could digest. They were all, non-cooperation attitude, like Mahatma Gandhi, Mary. Yeah. So I was thinking, but I was confident. Somehow I'd be able to manage. Okay. So I start working in a routine way. Then one person came to me, one project manager, and he was telling me, sir, in our site we have a site engineer, and his name is Sebastian Varghese, a Malayali guy. Said, this Sebastian Varghese, no, is a very good worker, but he's coming every day late to the site and going very early. So in the process, even though he is a good worker, he is not able to perform to the requirement of the project. So always there is a delay. So we do not know what to do. I said, okay, boss, you please ask Varghese to meet me. So Varghese came to me. I asked him, Varghese, I had a complaint from your boss. Why you are coming every day late and going very, very early? Then he told me, sir, my wife is carrying 8 months. And I have a daughter, and that daughter is only 4 years. So morning, I am taking care of my wife, and then preparing my daughter to go to the school, and coming back to office, to the project site. So that is the reason of my delay. And evening, my daughter comes back from the school at 4 o'clock, so I need to reach there before she reaches. So this is the real reason behind my late coming and early going. I said, okay, fine. Then I told him, Varghese, are you experienced in handling 8 months carrying mother? He said, I don't have experience, but I have no other option. Then I told him, look, you take care of company's interest. Company will take care of your interest. So I said to him that company would appoint a qualified nurse to be at your house 24/7 to take care of your wife and the child, and you can take care of the company's business. So within 3 days, I managed to find a qualified nurse and appointed in his home. Then he became very regular. So like this, everyone was having some kind of personal grievances. So I addressed one by one. Within 5-6 months, everybody in the organization has accepted me as a leader by heart. You know. Why I'm telling this? Because once you got selected, once you become an officer, you will find many of your subordinates are older than me, older than you know, much older than you, for that matter. So to handle them, if you start addressing their personal issues, they will only celebrate you as leader. So I worked in that company as a CEO for 10 years. After 10 years' time, I went to the owner. I told him, Alex, 10 years in the same position, yeah. What is my next promotion? He said, what are you asking? You are number one in the company. And above you, it's only me. Yeah. So, do you want me to give my chair to you? This is what his question. I told him, no, Alex. I don't want your chair. I will create my chair. So I submitted my resignation. He didn't want to leave me. So he was taking me for dinner and he was taking me to various places to entertain me so that I feel relaxed and accept and understand. And he was keep on telling me, Lakshman, you know everything because you worked as a CEO for 10 years. So you know technical things and you know the government departments, you know the consultant, you know how to deal with the bankers, and you know the finance management, you know the HR, you know the administration. But you don't have money. So for business, money is most important. So without money, how you are going to become successful? Then I told him, Alex, your father was not a billionaire, right? How did you start your business? When you started the business, how much money you were having? I was having 45,000. Yes, I have 1 crore. So money is not, not the must. I know how to create, how to convince the people when I have a good idea. And when you can do it with 45,000, I am a guy, having 1 crore, why not? So this is how I came out and started. When I started the company, only me and my wife were the first employees. Okay. Now we have got 27,000 people. Yeah. And after about 7 years of my starting the business, our company has grown 25 times bigger than the company I worked for. Then I went to for one bank meeting with the HSBC bank. And the same meeting, my ex-boss, Alex, was also there. Yeah. And this bank president, HSBC's Middle East director, one European guy. And he was asking Alex, what is this? This guy started after you, and he was working with you. And he is bringing business in several millions and billions. And you are simply coming always with this 100 million, 150 million. Why is that? Then Alex said, what I can say for that? Because he has a different approach, But in between he put one bouncer also. He said, I have not trained anybody the way I trained him. He's trained much more than my children. This is what he also mentioned. Okay? But the simple reason is, when I was working in that company, they were doing everything in water supply. They were doing the water tanks, pumping stations, pipelines, and distribution network and all. But what they were not doing is the desalination. Because since we were in Gulf country, there is no other option for good water. Because there is not enough rainfall, there is no river, there is no lakes. The only source of water is sea. And seawater desalination is a high-tech job. This pipeline, pumping station, tank construction, these are all simple job. So when I moved out, I realized I should focus more into the water treatment, which will create a niche market. Okay, that is the main reason we have grown faster. And when we started the business in the desal, we went with the the European company known as Tecton Engineering, and they were from Austria and Germany. So we used their technology, and we were working as their subcontractor for doing the project. And that company, when we started business with them, I created JV with them to explore the opportunities in the desalination market. That time itself, they were 63 years old. But our age was only 1 year at that time. Okay? But I convinced them to be our partner. And 2012, I purchased that company 100% all over the world. And we became the owner. So, what I am trying to tell you for this is, if you are getting into any business, never get into the usual business. Try to find out the business which only few people are doing. So that you can create a better fortune. you can create the big. Yeah, now I better. Yeah. So when we started into desal, when first project was done, that time I attended a seminar. Okay, in the seminar I was telling them, they were asking me, what is your ambition or what is your desire? So I mentioned clearly, in 5 years, we would reach to this level. 10 years, this. 15 years, this. And I was aiming to become number 10 in the world in 15 years, whereas we reached to number 5. So whenever you are aiming for something, always you should aim very, very high. You should never compromise with the small desire or small aspirations. இதுதான் தமிழில் வள்ளுவர் என்ன சொல்லுவார்னா, காண முயலெய்த அம்பினீர் யானை பிழைத்த வேல் ஏந்தல் இனிது அப்படின்னு. யூ நோ த மீனிங்? ஆக்சுவலி காட்டில் வேட்டைக்கு போகும்போது சும்மா சின்ன சின்ன முயலெல்லாம் அடிக்காமல் பெரிய யானை அடிக்கிறதுக்கு முயற்சி பண்ணணுமா. அப்படி முயற்சி பண்ணி அது தோல்வி அடைஞ்சாலும் இந்த முயலை அடிக்கிறத விட மச் பெட்டர் அப்படின்றாரு. ஸோ ஆல்வேஸ் இன் த லைஃப் யுவர் டார்கெட் ஷுட் பி ஸ்கை ஹை. தென் ஒன்லி யூ கேன் பிகம் அன் அச்சீவர். See, you are all now very, very young, okay? If some doctor or some angel comes and tells me, hey, Lakshman, I can make you a person of 25 years of age and you need to pay 300 crore. I'll pay immediately. And if the same thing is told to Mukesh Ambani, he may pay even 5,000 crore. Because this age is something which we are all not able to get now. But you are all having that age. That means every one of you is minimum worth of, 300 crores. So such a priceless youth when you are having, you should make use of it 100% and put your full effort with an intelligent approach. Then you will always become a big success. You will come out with thumping success. And another thing, when we got our first project, we are only 2 partners in the company. And my partner was telling me one day, after getting the first project, we bid for some 6 projects. We didn't get any of them. Okay, we lost. And one project, we lost even with 0.3% margin. It was a very large project, which was a 500 crore project, but we lost it with only 0.3% margin. So my partner was very upset. And he was telling me, Lakshman, we are continuously losing. And this project also we lost with such a narrow margin. I am very upset. Then I told him, Sharif, his name is Sharif, if you continuously become successful, then you will become arrogant. That is the reason God will give you some kind of failure in your life. Okay? So why I am telling you here, if you guys are not getting qualified in your first attempt, don't give up your heart. It is the test God is doing on you. You should keep trying again and again. And similarly, you would have seen, many a times in your life, the people who are making small success in their life, Most of them, about 90% of the people, when they become a big success, they become proudy. Okay? They start thinking, boss, I have achieved so much and nobody is parallel to me. Never ever developed this habit. You know, the moment pride sits somebody's head, then your learning stopped there. And God will take the brain out from your mind. What a brainless man will do? He will do only wrong thing. So when you become successful, more and more successful, you should become more and more humble. This is the best way to sustain your success in your life. So friends, in your life, you should always find out a way to, clear off your deficiencies, number one. Number two, always think differently and never get worried about the result. Like I was doing the tuition, I was not worried. I was not bothered whether I will get money or not. I was doing my job perfectly. The same way, you continue to do your job perfectly. Don't look for the result. This is what Bhagavad Gita also says. Okay? Then you are totally detached towards your success, which will not give you any disappointment even if you fail. Then you can continue with more vigor. So, similarly, when you reach to the high level, give the personal attention to the people's personal grievances. And never develop ego in your mind. Then you will become an example. Then you, like normal people, no? Normal people are always, they see the TV. And the achievers are seen in the TV. You see the TV, but you'll be seeing in the TV. So with this, I'll take your leave with all my best wishes. I pray to God that you should become successful and come out with flying colors. Thank you very much.
My success story. I think we have given excellent title. As per the title, we thought that the story of this greatest person should be transferred to the future pillars of this nation. I think today, from my speech, you would have understood about the life first. We do not know how your life will change. Your destiny will be rewritten at any point of time. See, at the age of 25, he has gone to the interview. There, the people they have already rejected. There, his destiny was decided. He took 1 minute time. He requested the panel member to conduct one interview, at least for namesake. That changed his life. Now, one day, he was having just 800 rupees per month salary, but he was very sincere in his work. That sincerity, now, it has changed him as one of the billionaire and millionaire in the country. 18,000 crores turnover per annum he is doing. 27,000 employees now they are working. in each and every word, in every sentence, he made it clear that as a future bureaucrat, certain things you have to keep it in your mind, like you are worth of 5,000 crores, you are worth of 300 crores. ஏன் அதை வந்து மணியில் சொன்னார் அப்படின்னா, ஒருவேளை அவருக்கு 25 வயசு ஏஜாக வந்து மாத்திரேன்னு இப்போ இறைவன் வந்து ஒருத்தர் சொல்கிறாரு அப்படின்னா, he is ready to give any amount. He is ready to give because whatever he is ready to give, அதை விட ஒரு 100 மடங்கு அவரால் ஏர்ன் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்ற கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ். அந்த ஏஜில் நீங்களாம் இருக்கீங்க. அந்த ஏஜில் இருந்து எவ்வளோ பெரிய விஷன் வந்து இருந்தால் இவ்வளோ பெரிய உயரத்தை வந்து அடைஞ்சிருக்க முடியும். தென்காசி பக்கத்தில் சின்ன வில்லேஜில் இருந்துட்டு கவர்மெண்ட் ஸ்கூலில் படித்து, தமிழ் மீடியம் படித்து, அரசு பள்ளியில் படித்து இவ்வளோ பெரிய உயரத்தை ஒருத்தர் மனிதர் அடைஞ்சிருக்காரு அப்படின்னா முக்கியமான காரணம் அவர்கிட்ட இருந்தக்கூடிய அந்த உண்மையான உழைப்பு. ஆரம்பத்திலிருந்து அவருடைய உண்மையான உழைப்பு. அழகா சொன்னார். எனக்கு பிடிச்ச ஒரு புத்தகம் அப்படின்னாரு. நான் ஏதோ ஒன்று சொல்ல போறாருன்னு நினச்சி பக்கத்தில் பெண்ணெல்லாம் தேடிக்கிட்டு இருந்தேன். சொன்னார் பாருங்க, சொல்லாத ஒரு விஷயம் உலகத்தில் இல்லை அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய லெவலுக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு அற்புதமான புத்தகம் உலகத்தில் உண்டென்றால் அது திருக்குறள். அந்த திருக்குறளில் அற்புதமான ஒரு குறள் எடுத்து, வெள்ளத்தனைய மலர் நீட்டம் மாந்தர்தம் உள்ளத்தனையது உயர்வு, உன்னுடைய எண்ணம் போல் வாழ்வு, உள்ளுவதெல்லாம் உயர்வுள்ளல் என்றால் மட்டுமே உன் உலகத்தில் வந்து உனக்கு ஒரு உயர்வு இருக்கு அப்படின்றத என் மனதில் லெவலில் நான் கற்பனை பண்ணேன். நான் பெரிய ஆள் ஆகிறதுக்கு, அதனால இன்னைக்கு நான் பெரிய மனிதனா இன்னைக்கு வந்திருக்கேன். அதே போல அவர் யூஸ் பண்ண அந்த வேர்ட், சிஇஓட்ட போய், சிஇஓ இருந்துட்டு எம்டிட்ட போய் சொல்றாரு, சார் ஐ வாண்ட் த ப்ரமோஷன். அவர் எம்டி சொல்றாரு, என்னோட சேர் தாப்பா இருக்கு, வேற சேர் இல்லை, என் சேரை கொடுக்கட்டுமான்னு கேட்குறாரு. நோ சார், ஐல் கிரியேட் மை ஓன் சேர். என்ன வேர்டு, சூப்பர் சார், ரஜினிகாந்த் டைலாக் மாதிரி இருக்கு. ஐல் கிரியேட் மை ஓன் சேர். என்ன கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ், என்ன கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ். இந்த கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் வந்ததுக்கப்புறம், உயரத்தை லைஃப்பில் தொட்டதுக்கப்புறம் லைஃப்பில் எப்படி வாழணும், the humbleness, politeness, சக்சஸ் ஒரு மனிதனுக்கு தொடர்ந்து வந்தா அவனுக்கு வாழ்க்கையோட அர்த்தம் தெரியாதுன்றதுனால இடையிடையில் சில தோல்விகளையும் இறைவன் வந்து கொடுப்பான். அப்படி கொடுக்கக்கூடிய அந்த சந்தர்ப்பத்தில் அதை நம்ம அக்செப்ட் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு வெற்றியை நோக்கிய நம்மளோட பயணத்தை தொடரணும் அப்படின்றத ரொம்ப அழகாக அவருடைய பார்ட்னருக்கு சொல்லியிருக்காரு. ஐ திங்க் அவருடைய நண்பர் ஷெரீஃபுக்கு குர்ஆனில் சொல்லாத ஒரு விஷயத்தை சொல்லி கொடுத்துருக்காரு திருக்குறள் மூலமான்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இப்படி ஒவ்வொரு இடத்துலையும் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா நம்மளுடைய சீஃப் கெஸ்ட், நான் வியந்துட்டேன். ஆக்சுவலாக வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சாரை வந்து நான், எனக்கு நந்தகோபால் சார் தான் இன்ட்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணார். இந்த நேரத்தில் முதல்ல நான் அவருக்கு நான் நன்றியை சொல்லிக்கிறேன். சார் இன்னைக்கு வந்திருந்தாங்க, கீழே வந்து அமைந்திருக்காங்க. ஒரு கிரேட் ஹியூமன் பீயிங், எல்லாரும் நல்லா இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு பர்சன். டே பிஃபோர் எஸ்டர்டே வி ஹேட் ஒரு லஞ்ச் கெட் டுகெதர். நம்ம பெனோசெஃபின் ஐஎஃப்எஸ் அவங்க இங்கே இந்தியா வந்திருந்தாங்க, ஒரு 2 days விசிட். அவங்களையும் சாரையும் சந்திக்க வைக்கிறதுக்கான ஒரு வாய்ப்பு, அதற்கான ஒரு கெட் டுகெதர். அதோடு மட்டுமல்லாது ஒரு கேபினெட் செக்ரட்டரி ரேங்கில் இருக்கக்கூடிய சீனியர் மோஸ்ட் ஐஏஎஸ் ஆஃபீஸர், இன்றைக்கி இருக்கக்கூடிய கேபினெட் செக்ரட்டரி வந்து திரு சோமநாத் சார் ஐஏஎஸ், இந்த கேபினெட் செக்ரட்டரி ரேங்கில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒருத்தர்கிட்ட தான் அன்னைக்கு ஏசியாக ஒர்க் பண்ணார், ட்ரைனிங் எடுத்துக்கிட்டாரு. அவர் திரு மச்சிந்திரநாதன் ஐஏஎஸ் சார். தென் என்ஃபோர்ஸ்மெண்ட் டைரக்டரில் ஒர்க் பண்ண டைரக்டர், என்னுடைய பேட்ச்மேட், நாங்களாம் அவரெல்லாம் ஒன்றா ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணோம், மாணிக்கவேல் ஐஆர்எஸ் சார். தென் சுடலைக்கண்ணன் ஐஏஎஸ் சார். இப்படி அன்னைக்கு அந்த லஞ்ச் பார்ட்டியில் லஞ்ச் சாப்பிட்டோமோ இல்லையோ எல்லாருமே நாங்கள் எப்போயுமே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா பெனோ ஒரு மீட்டிங் வந்துட்டாங்கன்னா பெனோட்ட தான் நிறைய கேள்வி எல்லாம் கேட்பாங்க. ஆனால் பெனோ பயங்கரமாக சாரை பற்றி கேள்வி கேட்டதுக்கப்புறம் பெனோ ஒரு கிட்டத்தட்ட வந்து ஒரு இன்டர்வியூ செஷன் மாதிரி ஆயிடுச்சது. அப்படி தான் போயிட்டு இருந்தது. அதில் சார் சொன்ன ஒவ்வொரு ஆன்சர்ஸும் ரொம்பவே இன்ஸ்பயர் ஆகிடுச்சு எல்லாருக்குமே, குறிப்பாக எனக்கு. தென் ஐ ரெக்வஸ்டட் சார், சார் ஹவு லாங் யூ வில் பி இன் இந்தியா? பிகாஸ் அவர் எல்லா கண்ட்ரிலையும் அவருடைய ப்ராஜெக்ட் இருக்குது. இந்தியாவுக்கு மாதந்தோறும் ஒரு முறை வராரு. இங்கேயும் நிறைய ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் இருக்குது, நிறைய ஸ்டேட்டில் போயிட்டுருக்கு. தமிழ்நாட்டில் மட்டுமே கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 2500 கோடிக்கு ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் போயிட்டுருக்கு. இப்படி பல ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் போயிட்டு இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு கிரேட் பர்சன். சார் உங்களோட டைம் எனக்கு வந்து தயவுசெய்து வந்து எங்களுடைய மாணவர்கள் கூட நீங்கள் கொஞ்சம் இன்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணணும். சார் நான் ப்ரைவேட் செக்டர், நீங்கள் கவர்மெண்ட் செக்டர். நான் வந்து சொன்னதுக்கப்புறம் பையன் அத்தனை பேரும் பிஸ்னஸ் மேன் ஆகிட்டான்னா நான் பொறுப்பு இல்லை. ஓகே சார், நான் எல்லாரையும் ஐஏஎஸ் ஆக்குறேன்னு சொல்லி கூட்டிகிட்டு வரல. நான் எல்லாரையும் ஐஏஎஸ் ஆக்கவும் முடியாது. ஆனால் ஒரு விஷயத்தை என்னால் செய்ய முடியும் இந்த அகாடமி மூலமாக. எல்லாரையும் ஒரு நாலேஜபிள் பர்சனாக, எல்லாரையும் ஒரு ரெஸ்பான்சிபிள் பர்சனாக, எல்லாரையும் நல்ல ஒரு ஹியூமன் பீயிங்காக என்னால் மாற்றிங்கன்னு அனுப்ப முடியும். எல்லாரையும் ஒரு சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல் பர்சனாக அவன் லைஃப்பில் மாற்ற முடியும். அதுக்கான செஷனாக உங்களுடைய செஷன் நிச்சயமாக இருக்குன்னு நம்புகிறேன். தயவு செய்து நீங்கள் வரணும் சார்னு கேட்டுக்கிட்டேன். நிச்சயமாக இன்னைக்கு இந்த செஷன் ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு ஐ ஓப்பனராக உங்கள் எல்லாருக்கும் இருந்திருக்கும். லைஃப்பில் உங்கள் ஏஜோட முக்கியத்துவம் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். இந்த ஏஜில் எந்த அளவுக்கு ஒர்த்துன்னு பார்த்துக்குங்க. ஒரு நாள் வேஸ்ட் பண்ணால் 1 கோடி அவுட். 365 நாளில் 365 கோடி ஒர்த்து. நீ ஒரு நாளைக்கு 1 கோடி ரூபாய் சேலரி நீ எப்படி ஒர்க் பண்ணுவேன் சொல்லுமா? வேற லெவலில் ஒர்க் பண்ணுவோம். உண்மையா இல்லையா? அதை கூட ஒர்த்துன்றாரு சார். 5000 crores. அப்போ ஒரு நாளைக்கு ஒரு சேலரி பாரு, முடிஞ்சு. அப்போ லைஃப்பில் எவ்வளோ ஒர்த்தான பிள்ளைங்க நீங்கள் எல்லாம். ஸோ மை ரெக்வெஸ்ட், ப்ளீஸ் ட்ரை டு லேர்ன் த ஹிஸ்ட்ரி ஆஃப் ஆல் த சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல் பீப்புள். ஒவ்வொரு சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல் பீப்புளுக்கு பின்னாடியும் ஒரு உன்னதமான ஒரு அற்புதமான குவாலிட்டிஸ் இருக்கும். அதுதான் வந்து இந்த ஹார்ட் ஒர்க், பெர்சவரன்ஸ், செல்ஃப் கான்ஃபிடென்ஸ், டிரான்ஸ்பரன்சி, அக்கௌண்டபிலிட்டி, குட் ஹார்ட், நல்ல எல்லாரையும் நேசிக்கக்கூடிய பண்பு, ஹம்பிள்னஸ், பொலைட்னஸ், அதே போல் பிறரை மேலே கொண்டு வரணும் என்ற எண்ணம். அவர் சொன்னார் பாருங்க, அவர் நினச்சிருந்த உலகத்தில் எத்தனை பேருக்கு வேலையை கொடுத்துருக்கலாம். 86% ஆஃப் மை ஸ்டாஃப்ஸ் ஆர் ஃப்ரம் இந்தியா. எவ்வளோ பெரிய விஷயம். ஐ எம் நாட் ஏ ஜாப் சீக்கர், ஐ எம் ஏ கிரியேட்டர். என்ன ஒரு வார்த்தை! உண்மையிலேயே அவர் தான் சூப்பர் ஸ்டார். நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுறோம்? விஜய் பின்னாடி, ரஜினிகாந்த் பின்னாடி அலைகிறோம். சில நேரம் சீமான் பின்னாடி அலைகிறோம். அலைய வேண்டிய ரியல் ஹீரோ யாரு? The people like our chief guest. My dear friends, ரொம்ப அற்புதமான ஒரு செஷன் இன்னைக்கு கொடுத்துருக்காரு நம்மளுடைய சீஃப் கெஸ்ட். எல்லாரும் எழுந்து நின்று அவருக்கு ஒரு பலத்த கரகோஷத்தோடு நம்மளுடைய வாழ்த்துக்களையும் நன்றியும் நம்ம தெரிவிக்கணுமாறு அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றேன். இன்னும் நீங்கள் மிகப்பெரிய உயரத்தை அடைய வேண்டும். தற்போது 5ஆம் நிலையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய நீங்கள் முதலிடத்தை வெகு விரைவில் நீங்கள் அடைவீர்கள் என்று KingMakers IAS Academy மாணவர்கள் சார்பாக எங்களுடைய வாழ்த்துக்களை தெரிவித்துவிட்டு நன்றி கூறி விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
The floor is open for the questions. Yes. Feel free to ask. Say very millionaire or billionaire. Yes, right now. 58. At the age sir company ஆரம்பிச்சாரு தெரியுதா சார்?
Sir, I have a question. Sir, your idea was a budding desalination plant. So, but having worked in India, what are the challenges that you are thinking that India has in terms of this water management, sir?
Becoming a popular business because the cost of water production by desalination has become very, very low. Now, we produced the quality of water, which is much better than the many bottled water available in India, because we comply 100% with the WHO regulation. And when you are buying this water bottle, how much you are paying? You are paying 15 rupees, 12 rupees to 15 rupees, whereas I am providing that water for 4 paise. So with this kind of price level, and another important aspect is, currently, we are working in 15 countries around the world, including India. If you put the, the total population of the 14 countries we are working, leaving India, the total population we are catering is only 180 million. Whereas Indian population is 1,400 million. And our business, water and wastewater treatment, is depending on the number of people involved. And therefore, we will get multi-folds of business in India. Very shortly, you will see that we have about 6,300 crore worth of projects running in India. And I have given target to our marketing team to reach 50,000 crore in next 5 years, and which will go to 1 lakh crore in 10 years time from now. So the opportunities for water and wastewater is huge in India, and we are going to make use of it. Yeah.
In Saudi Arabia, the climate and other conditions are very different.
Yes.
But coming to India, there are different availability of water. But what was the reception of this idea of desalination and wastewater treatment? Because there are certain inhibitions of using this desalinated water or this wastewater treated water in case of India. How did you take, what are the challenges that you faced while producing this idea here?
See, now in Chennai, there are already 3 desalination plants. All 3 put together is producing 350 million liters per day. And Chennai's demand is 1,200 million liters per day. And government has already awarded another 400 MLD, which means 750 MLD water is going to be produced by seawater desalination in another 2 years' time from now. So which means more than 60% of the water demand for Chennai will be provided by desalination. This is number 1. Okay? And number 2 is desalination by reverse osmosis. We are using a technology called reverse osmosis. And reverse osmosis will not create any harm to the people's health. Because in Gulf countries, we are using this water for ages. More than 90 years, desalinated water is being used. But those days, desalination used to be very, very expensive. Now, due to the lot of research and development, that has become very cheap. In Singapore, for that matter, from the day one Singapore was formed, they are continuously using only desalination because they also don't have any river. So, desalination as such has no health hazard. These are all the unnecessary, propaganda created by some environmentalists who want to gain some unnecessary advantage. Nothing is real. Yeah. Yeah, my inspiration is always my professor. Okay. I had a professor in my college. His name is Dr. Ramamurthy. He was teaching me fluid mechanics. So he in the class, every class, those days, 45 minutes is one period. So he comes and teaches half an hour subject and 15 minutes about life. And he invariably says in every class, an engineer should not be a job seeker. He should be a job maker. So that's how whenever, we have any session, when they were asking people, hey, what is your ambition in life? What do you like to become? People used to say, hey, I would like to become a civil servant, IAS, IPS. And somebody says, I'd like to become a businessman. Another person says, I would like to become a politician. When they ask me, what do you want to do? I always say, I will employ number of engineers in my company. So this is the seed he gave me. Yeah. And I was a student there. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Good evening, sir. Sir, can we use desalinated seawater for agricultural purpose?
Of course, yes. When you can use it for drinking, why not for agriculture? Drinking requires much higher quality, no? Yeah.
She wanted to know, to that extent, is it possible to give the water supply?
Yes, it is. It is.
It is
Yeah.
possible.
It is possible. Yeah.
ஸோ காவிரி வாட்டருக்கும் முல்லை பெரியாருக்கும் ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் சார் வச்சுட்டாரு. ப்ளீஸ். Yeah. What is your next question?
So, my next question is, can you suggest any other measures for wastewater management other than desalination?
No, for wastewater, no need of using desalination. It is a different technology being used for treating the wastewater. We are into both the business, desalination as well as the wastewater treatment. Wastewater treatment is altogether a different process. This is done by ultrafiltration process. Yeah.
So you're also having that plant?
Yes. In Bombay, we have the wastewater treatment plant.
Yes, sir.
And in Bahrain, we have the Bahrain's largest wastewater treatment plant. That is about 2,600 crore value. Yeah.
Great, sir.
See, now the government institutions, the bankers, as well as mezzanine funds, and the angel investors. Many people have lot of money. Okay, they are having short of ideas. If you are able to make a correct business proposal which can convince them, including me, there are plenty of people are available with tons of money without knowing what to do with that. So they will be able to support you. If somebody is having such a fantastic idea, they can always get money. It's easy. Yeah, I did like that. Yeah. Yes. See, அது வந்து எதுக்காக அவர் சொன்னார் அப்படின்னா, water will become a rare, அதாவது drinking quality water will become a rare commodity அப்படிங்கிறது தான் he was meaning that way. But now, day by day, it's becoming cheaper and cheaper, and therefore, I don't think that situation will arise at any point of time. Yeah, this is already going on. Already Kanjas, they have started Navami Gangai. There's a project where they are keep on cleaning Gangai river. Okay? The similar way, Kuvam can be easily cleaned. They have to create multi locations. They have to create treatment plants, treat the water, and pump it back into the system to create a cleaner Kuvam. Yeah, it's easy, very, very easy. Yeah. No, it's not true. You are confused with the thermal desalination and the membrane technology. If you use thermal desalination, the water is evaporated and condensed. This is known as multi-stage flash system. Then MSF, that is multi-stage flash system. Another is the vapor compression system. Okay, these are all the thermal-based desalination. This has become obsolete. Now people have resorted, the way you are telling, the minerals become zero when they evaporate the water and condense it. It will come as a distilled water. Okay, whereas in reverse osmosis, no. Reverse osmosis retain lot of minerals in the water less than 500 ppm. They don't go beyond 500 ppm because more than 500 ppm the water becomes salty. Okay. Otherwise, we are retaining all the essential natural minerals in the RO process. We are not removing everything. If at all we need to remove, we have to go for demineralization plant, which is known as a DM plant, which we are not doing it for a drinking purpose. That is being done only for hydrogen plant as well as for the boiler feed water. We do this DM process, but not in reverse osmosis. We are retaining the essential minerals, natural minerals. Yeah. No, it is all policy of the government. So the government has to bring in project for recycling the water. Now they started, already they started. Everywhere, see, the wastewater, you can recover at least 85%. From the wastewater, you can recover 85% of drinking quality water, which need not be used for drinking because of psychological problem. Otherwise, I drink it. I know the chemistry behind it. Okay?
There is a lot of inhibition.
Yes, it's only mind. So that is why what they are doing is they treat the wastewater or sewage water and use it for industries or for agriculture or for the gardening. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, with your, it was a wonderful speech and decoding all the technology, the business and the motivation that you have given in your busy schedule. It's a very great pleasure and we are honored to be here with you in the same dais. So thank you so much, sir. On behalf of the King Makers IAS Academy, it's a very great honor to be having with you. Thank you so much, sir.